Hello students, today in this lecture I am going to begin second part of chapter 7 sound. In the second part we will study about the natural vibrations, damped vibrations and forced vibrations. What are the meanings of these vibrations? So we will begin with the natural vibrations. What are the natural vibrations? Natural vibrations. So see here, natural vibrations of a body are the vibrations of constant amplitude. This word is very important. If you don't write constant, then it means that definition is incorrect. Natural vibrations are the vibrations of constant amplitude. In the absence of any external force are called the natural vibrations. Means those vibrations of a body, which are of constant magnitude, constant amplitude. In the absence of external force are called natural vibrations. Means see here, what do you mean by natural vibrations? Once again I am repeating, natural vibrations of a body means those vibrations which are of constant amplitude in the absence of any external force. It's clear? They can take place only in the absence of external force. Because if there will be some external force, what will happen? The amplitude of vibrations will decrease. Now what is the meaning of amplitude? Amplitude means it is the maximum displacement in the either side of mean position. I am taking a very simple example. Here you can see this is a simple pendulum. This is the diagram of the simple pendulum. This is the string and this is the bob. It's clear. Now if you bring the bob of simple pendulum in one side and leave it, what will happen? You will find this simple pendulum will oscillate about the mean position in this way. It is oscillating about the mean position over this path. What is the mean position? It is the resting position. Means at which body come to rest. So you know that in no case it will not come to rest in this position. In no case it will not come to rest in this position when the string is slanting. It will always come to rest in this position when the string is vertical. It's clear? So what is the maximum displacement of the oscillating body, vibrating body in the either side of mean position? That is known as amplitude. If it is going 10 centimeter in this side, then it will go 10 centimeter in the other side also. It's clear? 10 centimeter in the other side also. So it is the maximum displacement of vibrating body, oscillating body in the either side of mean position. That is called the amplitude. It's clear? Now if it oscillates continuously without any significant decrease in the amplitude, if it oscillates continuously with the same amplitude, what will you say? You will say that it is executing natural oscillations. We say the word, we use the term oscillation when the amplitude is large. And when the amplitude is very small, it is extremely small. For example, the vibrations of the particles of the solid, atoms of the solid. Atoms of the solid are vibrating about their mean position, but the bob is oscillating. It is clear. Amplitude is large, you will use the word oscillation. Vibration amplitude is very small, extremely small, we will use the term vibration. So here, if this simple pendulum is oscillating in such a way that its amplitude do not decrease with time, it remain constant, then we say that it is executing vibrations of constant amplitude, oscillations of constant amplitude. These oscillations will be called natural oscillations. It's clear? These oscillations will take in the absence of some external force. For example, if there is air, you have seen it in the laboratory that if you oscillate the pendulum and leave it, what will happen? Its amplitude will continuously decrease and ultimately it will come to rest. And its region also you can tell that this is because of the air resistance. It is because of the air resistance this bob is continuously losing its energy, and since it is losing its energy, therefore what will happen? The extent of oscillation will decrease and ultimately it will come to the rest. So whenever the definition of natural vibrations, natural oscillations will be asked, what will you write? Vibrations of a body which are of constant amplitude. Here. In the absence of external force are called natural vibrations. Now see here the frequency with which the body is oscillating, frequency with which the body is executing natural vibrations is called natural frequency. Frequency with which body executes natural vibrations. Frequency with which body executes natural vibrations are called natural frequency. Now there is another term for this, and what is that another term? That is known as fundamental frequency. It's clear? That is called the fundamental frequency also. And this frequency depends upon the shape and size of the vibrating body, oscillating body. It depends on fundamental frequency. FF means fundamental frequency. Depends on shape and size of vibrating body or oscillating body. It's clear? It will depend upon that. Now see here that I will tell how it depends upon the shape and size. For example, here if you see, then you know that what is the formula of time period of simple pendulum. This you have studied in the chapter 1. T equals to 2 pi root L upon G. What is L? L is the effective length, means from here to here, this distance. From here to here, this distance is known as L. It is clear? From point of suspension to the center of bob. This is called the effective length. G, you know that it is the acceleration due to gravity. This is the time in which it is completing one oscillation. One oscillation means from mean position it goes towards the extreme position. Then from extreme position it returns to the mean position. Then it goes in the other side of the mean position up to the extreme, and then once again it returns. Means from here to here, then from here to here, then from in the other side, and once again this. So time taken in completing this to and fro motion about the mean position is known as time period. And its frequency is what? Frequency is, as we know, that it is the reciprocal of time period. That is, it is equal to 1 upon 2 pi root g upon L. You make it inverted. It's clear. Write it inverted. Means the frequency depends upon what? Frequency depends upon the effective length as well as acceleration due to gravity of that place, at that place. What is the acceleration due to gravity at that place? It also depends upon the acceleration due to gravity. Means if you take the pendulums of different lengths, you will find that the frequency, fundamental frequency will be different. It's clear? But if you take the same length you keep same. Once you suspend 1 gram bob, then you suspend the 2 gram bob, and then you suspend 10 gram bob, and every time you determine the frequency. Frequency means number of oscillations completed per unit time, number of vibrations completed per unit time. What is the unit of frequency? Frequency SI unit is hertz. It is equal to, it is hertz, HERTZ. It is clear? So see here, number of oscillations completed per unit time is known as frequency. So here you can see that frequency depends upon the shape and size, but it do not depend upon the mass of the bob. Here it do not depend upon the mass of the bob. So frequency, fundamental frequency depends upon the shape and size of the vibrating body. Now how can you produce the fundamental vibrations? How can you produce the natural vibrations? How can you produce the free vibrations? There is one more term of this, free vibrations. Free vibrations. Free vibrations means vibrations free from the external force. It's clear? So see here, natural vibrations can be produced. Vibrations can be produced. How can you produce natural vibration? By displacing slightly. Slightly. By displacing the body slightly, by displacing the body slightly. By displacing the body slightly from mean position. From mean position. It's clear? For example, when you will displace the bob slightly from the mean position, it will begin to execute natural oscillations, free oscillations, oscillations with its fundamental frequency. It's clear? Similarly, you can take another example. Suppose this is a table, and here you have taken a thin metallic scale that you have seen. Now you fix this, you press this metallic scale with the help of thumb, fingers, your hand. You press this tightly with the tabletop, and at the other end if you give a jerk, when you will give the jerk here, what will happen? it will begin to execute it vibrations. It will begin to execute vibrations means this way. This way it will begin to execute vibrations. It is clear? So these vibrations will be the natural vibrations. It is clear? Provided there is no decrease in amplitude. It is clear? But as we know that because of the air friction, every vibrating body continuously loses the energy, and when continuously loses the energy, then what will happen? Its vibrations will not remain free. Its vibrations will not remain of constant amplitude. Amplitude will continuously decrease because of the air friction. So such vibrations are called the damped vibrations. That vibrations are called damped vibrations. You can see here what is the damped vibrations. When a body is slightly displaced from its mean position in air, then its vibrations do not remain of constant amplitude. Their amplitude continuously decreases because of the some resistive forces. And what is the resistive force here? It is the air resistance. It is clear? Such vibrations are called the damped vibrations. Or in other way, we can say that no body can execute free vibrations, natural vibrations in air or in any medium. In air or in any medium, it cannot execute free vibrations or natural vibrations because of air resistance. Because of air resistance, vibrating body will continuously lose its energy, and when it is continuously losing its energy, amplitude of vibration will continuously decrease and vibrations will become damped vibrations. So you can see here what is the damped vibrations. You can see the periodic vibrations. Periodic means which repeat after a certain regular interval of time. The periodic vibrations of a body of decreasing amplitude. Due to resistive forces. Are called damped vibration. The periodic vibrations of a body of decreasing amplitude. Here decreasing amplitude, it is the important term. Due to resistive forces, and the prominent resistive force is the air resistance. It is clear? Air resistance are called the damped vibrations. It is clear? Now see here, if we see the displacement time graph of a body executing free vibrations and executing damped vibrations. Free means natural vibrations. Now see here first I am showing displacement time graph of a body executing free vibrations. Displacement time graph means it shows the displacement of the vibrating body at the different timings. It's clear? So you can see here at the different timings it will have the same displacement as we know here. We know here that the body is executing vibrations of constant amplitude. Here this will be the displacement time now. If you see the displacement, you will find that here displacement remains same throughout the time. Throughout the time, what is the displacement? Maximum displacement amplitude is this. This is the amplitude. Here if you see, you will get the same amplitude A. Same amplitude A. Here also you will get the same amplitude. Amplitude is same throughout the time. It's clear. But here if you see, in case of the damped vibrations, what will be in case of damped vibrations? Here, because of the air resistance, vibrating body will continuously loses the energy, due to which what will happen? The displacement of the oscillating particle, vibrating body, will continuously decrease. Means here you can see, if we draw here, it will be like this. You can see here it will be something like this. Here you can see that amplitude is continuously decreasing. Amplitude is continuously decreasing. Here it is more, this much, support 10 centimeter. But what will happen to the here? Here it will become less than 10 centimeter, 9 centimeter. Then it will become more less. Then it will become more less. So in this way, vibrating body is continuously having decreasing amplitude. Now see here, there are some examples of the damped vibrations. So as we know that any body which is set for vibration in the air by displacing it slightly from the mean position. Any body which is set into vibrations by displacing it from the mean position executes the damped vibration. It's clear? Because of the air resistance, it will continuously lose the energy and perform the oscillations of this nature, in which the amplitude is continuously decreasing. In case if you remove the air completely, you set the oscillations of the body, you set the body in vibrating condition in vacuum, then it can execute such type of vibrations. But here also, after a very long time, in air friction, if you are performing the oscillations in the air friction, you have kept this pendulum inside a vacuum chamber. So here also, after a very long time, amplitude will decrease. Why will decrease? Because of the friction at the point of suspension. Because of the friction at the point of suspension. Because of the elasticity of the string. Elasticity of the string. So that will decrease. It's clear. Now I am going to show you, going to explain some examples of the free vibrations, natural vibrations, and what will be the formula of their natural frequency. Already I have explained in case of the simple pendulum, I have explained. It's clear. This you have already studied in the lower classes, not in the lower classes, in the Chapter 1 you have studied. You have also heard about a seconds pendulum. What is seconds pendulum? It is the pendulum whose time period is 2 seconds. It's clear? Whose time period is 2 seconds. What do you mean by seconds pendulum? It is a pendulum whose time period is 2 seconds. That is known as seconds pendulum. Seconds pendulum. It is a pendulum whose simple pendulum, not pendulum may be of different type. There may be compound pendulum also. It's clear? So it is a simple pendulum of time period 2 seconds. Period 2 seconds means t equals to 2 seconds. So what will be the frequency? It is 1 upon t, that is 1 upon 2, that is 0.5 hertz. It is 0.5 hertz. Now after this, vibrations of a load suspended from a spring. Vibrations of a load suspended from a spring. So that you can see here. Vibrations of a body suspended with a spring which is hanging from a rigid support, which is hanging from a rigid support. So you can see here there is a spring which is hanging from a rigid support. It's clear? And at the other end of the spring a mass is attached. Means the diagram will be something like this. You can see here if we see, this is a rigid support and here this is the spring. From this spring, what will happen when you will suspend a body of mass m? Of mass m, I have suspended a body. So see here, what will happen when mass will be suspended? The length of the spring will get elongated. Elongated means it will be increased. Elongated means it will increase. The length of the spring will increase. Now when the body come to rest, after that if you pull it slightly down, it's clear? When you will suspend this body here, what will happen? The length of the spring will be elongated. Its length will be increased. Now after that if you pull it slightly down, what will happen? It will start executing natural vibrations. It's clear? With its fundamental frequency. And if we consider these vibrations over a very short interval of time, if vibrations are observed, for a very short interval of time. Short means small interval of time. Short interval of time. Means if you observe these vibrations for a very small interval of time, you will find that it will execute vibrations of nearly constant amplitude. In a longer duration, what will happen? Amplitude decrease will be observed. Decrease in amplitude will be observed. But if you are observing for a very short interval of time, if you are you are concerned to a very small interval, in that case you will find that its amplitude will remain constant. What will be the periodic time here? T equals to 2 pi root m upon k. It is the periodic time. Periodic time means the time in which it completes one oscillation. T equals to 2 pi root m upon k. It is clear. What is m? M is this. What is k? It is the spring constant. Spring constant. You just know that it is a term which depends upon the quality of spring. Depends on quality of spring. On quality of spring. Now see here. For a hard spring which cannot be compressed easily, for example, which are used in the trucks, but the springs which are used in the pens, they are very soft, you can very easily compress them. It's clear. So for hard spring the value of k will be more, for soft spring the value of k will be less. Now see here, what will be the frequency here? Frequency will be equal to n equals to 1 upon t. So it will be 1 upon 2 pi root k upon m. Means here you can see that the natural frequency of this body which is attached with a spring depends upon the quality of the spring as well as on the mass suspended. While in case of the simple pendulum you have seen, here in the simple pendulum you have seen that the frequency do not depend upon the mass of the bob. So here it do not depend. But in this case, in the case of the spring, you will find that the frequency is dependent on the mass of the suspended body. As well as it also depends upon the quality of the spring. It's clear? So this is one example. Then you can see here, if you see the tuning fork. Tuning fork here it is made up of soft steel or aluminum and mounted over this clamp. Here it is mounted over this clamp, steel handle. This is a steel handle, and here there is a U-shaped frame which is also made up of soft steel. It is clear? Its frequency will depend upon the size of this frame. It will depend upon the size of this frame which I have drawn here, not on this, not on the length of the handle, not on the length of the handle. It will not depend upon the length of the handle. It will depend upon the size of this frame. These are called the prongs of the tuning fork. Prongs of tuning fork. These are two prongs of tuning fork. Now if you hit the rubber, if you hit these prongs with the rubber pad, strike these prongs with the rubber pad, then what will happen? These prongs will begin to execute oscillations with its natural frequency. These will begin to execute oscillations with natural frequency, and these vibrations form longitudinal waves in air. They will produce longitudinal waves in air. It is clear, because the prongs are oscillating this way. Suppose this is a prong, this is oscillating in this way. When it will oscillate, what will happen? It will disturb to the surrounding air, and when it will disturb to the surrounding air, longitudinal waves will set up in the air. It is clear. So see here, when it is hit with the, when it is struck to the rubber pad, what will happen? These prongs will start executing natural vibrations with its natural frequency, which will depend upon the shape and size of the prongs. It's clear. There is one more thing. It executes vibrations of single frequency. It produces sound. It produces tuning for, produces sound of single frequency. This you remember. Frequency. Tuning fork is only one instrument which produces sound of single frequency. No other sound producing instrument produces sound of single frequency. No other sound producing instrument produces sound of single frequency. It is only the tuning fork which produces sound of single frequency, which we say that sound of single frequency means pure note. It is the pure note. Note means sound here. It is clear. It is producing pure note. It is clear. Now see here, if you take another tuning fork, it will produce the frequency, some other frequency sound of some other frequency. Now after this, vibrations of air column. You can see here vibrations of air column. Like fluid, FLUT, bansuri. It's clear. Like, you can say that is known as, I am not getting the word, that is pitcher, जिसको कहते हैं सुराही. It's clear. Perhaps I am correct. Surahi. It's clear. Now vibrations of air column. As you have seen or you have noticed that when the surahi is about to fill, the surahi is having this shape. It is just like a round bottom flask. It is just like a round bottom flask. It is clear, like this. This is the neck of that surahi. It is clear. So you must have noticed that when it is about to fill, the frequency changes. It is clear. Initially, when the water is poured into this, there will be some other type of sound, but when it is about to fill, when it is going to fill completely, the frequency of sound, the quality of sound is changing, means the frequency is changing. It is clear. Similarly, in the fluid also, here there are the different holes. You have seen in the fluid there are the different holes. When we will close, and this organ pipe, this is open from both the sides, from here as well as from here, but here this is closed from this side. From the lower side it is closed, it is open only at the top. This we can say it is the closed organ pipe, COP, and it is open organ pipe. It is clear. So here also in the flute also you will find, in flute you will notice that when we close the different holes, then sound of different frequency is heard. You will blow the air, here you will blow the, it's clear, here you will blow the air. When you will blow the air, and we will notice that when the different holes are closed, then the sound of different frequency will be heard. that frequency, its fundamental frequency or natural frequency, it is inversely proportional to the length of the pipe. Means if the length of pipe is L, then what will be the fundamental frequency? It will be N inversely proportional to L. More the length, there will be less frequency. It is clear? Now see here, at this moment, here water is filled up to this. Up to this water is filled. What is the length of the pipe? It's this. But when water will fill more and more, length of pipe will become smaller and smaller. Length will increase, length will decrease, therefore frequency will increase. Length will decrease, so frequency will increase. Means if there is an organ pipe, whether it is a closed organ pipe or open organ pipe, when sound is produced, here its natural frequency is inversely proportional to the length of the pipe. It is clear? Now one more thing. Here in the closed organ pipe, if we see any closed organ pipe like this, that also you can note down here. This is a closed organ pipe. If we see that its fundamental frequency is 100 Hz, on blowing the air a sound will be heard, and suppose a sound of this frequency is heard. So if you blow the air with some greater force, what will happen? It will produce the sound, other sound, whose frequency will be 300 Hz or 500 Hz or 700 Hz. Means here you can notice that closed organ pipe can produce only the odd harmonics. It is producing the odd harmonics. Odd harmonics means sound whose frequency is odd multiple of fundamental frequency. Odd harmonics means sound whose frequency is odd multiple of fundamental frequency. Means if the fundamental frequency is 100 Hz, then the next sound which it can produce on blowing the air with greater force, that will be 300 Hz. Then the next sound will be of 500 Hz. Then the next sound will be of 700 Hz. It is clear? While in the open organ pipe, suppose the fundamental frequency is 100 Hz. Then if you blow the air with some greater force, what will happen? It will produce the sound of 200 Hz, 300 Hz. It is clear? Means it produces even harmonics as well as odd harmonics. So open organ pipe produces even and odd both harmonics. It will produce the sounds of even times of the fundamental frequency as well as odd times of the fundamental frequency. Now after this, when we set a string of a stretched, when we set a stretched string into vibration, a stretched string you can get in the violin, in the sitar, in the sonometer. Sonometer is an instrument you have not seen, but you must have seen sitar and violin. It is clear? You must have seen sitar and violin. So if you see vibrations of stretched string, now see here, Suppose this is a stretched string of sitar. When it is plugged in the middle, then it will be produce a sound of fundamental frequency. It will produce a sound of its fundamental frequency, which is given by f equals to 1 upon 2L root T upon M. What is L? L is the length of the string. Length of the stretched string is L. What is T? T is the tension in the string. Tension in string. And what is M? It is the mass per unit length. Mass per unit length of string. Length of string. It is clear? So in case of stretched string, if it is plugged in the middle, then it will execute fundamental vibrations. It will execute vibrations with its natural frequency, which is given by f equals to 1 upon 2L root T upon M. Now see here, M you have seen that it is the mass of unit length. As you know that this string will be in cylindrical shape. Any string that will be in cylindrical shape. So if you take that the length of the string is L and its radius is R, then what will be its volume? Volume will be equal to, volume of string will be equal to pi R square L. But if you have to determine the volume of unit length, so pi R square into 1. This will be volume. So what will be the mass? So mass equals to volume into density. So you can see here what is the volume here. This is the volume of unit length is pi R square. And into density, we denote by the symbol rho. This is known as rho. So this pi R square rho. It's clear? So now this is the mass of unit length. So you can write here f equals to 1 upon 2L root T upon pi R square rho. It's clear? Now when you will take out the term R outside, so it will be 1 upon 2LR root T upon pi into rho. Now from this relation you can notice that fundamental frequency of the stretched string, it is inversely proportional to length. It is also inversely proportional to the radius, 1 upon R. Radius means here in which case radius will be more. In the first case radius will be more, or in the second case. So in the second case radius is more, and radius is more, so frequency will be less. Means we can say a thick string will have low frequency. Thicker the string, lesser will be its natural frequency. It is clear? Thicker the string, lesser will be its natural frequency. It is clear? Then it also directly proportional to the square root of tension. Means if you make the string very much tight, when the string is made very tight, so you have noticed that the frequency will be increased. So these are the factors on which it depends. It's clear. It also depends upon the density. Now after this, if you plug this string at the different points, that also is one point. In other diagram I will explain. If it is plugged at the different points, means once it is plugged in the middle, when it will be plugged in the middle, what will happen? It will vibrate into one segment. It will vibrate into one segment. One segment means like this, and these will be the vibrations with fundamental frequency, which is given by 1 upon 2L root T upon M. It's clear. But in place of plugging at the middle, L by 2, here total length is L. It is clear. In place of plugging at the midpoint, if it is plugged at 1/4 from one end, 1/4 from one end, you can see here 1/4 from one end means it is plugged now here. If it is plugged at this point, which is L by 4, then what will happen? It will vibrate into two segments. Now it is vibrating with two segments. And what will be its frequency? Now it produces the sound of frequency 2F. But this is not the fundamental frequency. Fundamental frequency will remain same. It's clear. Now it produces the sound of this frequency, means greater frequency. But what will happen to the amplitude? You can find that amplitude will be decreased. Amplitude will be decreased. Now similarly, now if the same string is plugged at 1/8 from one end, at not 1/8, at 1/6 from one end. So you can see here, it is plugged from here, L upon 6. So what will happen? It will execute vibrations in 3 segments. It will execute vibrations in 3 segments. What will be the frequency? So frequency will be 3F. Here frequency will be 3F. Means by plugging the stressed string at the different points, at midpoint L by 2, at L by 4, from one end at a distance L by 2, from one end at a distance L by 4, from one end at a distance L by 6. What will happen? From one end at a distance L by 8. What will happen? It will vibrate when it is plugged in the middle, vibrating with fundamental frequency, producing sound of fundamental frequency. When it is plugged at 1/4 from the one end, then it will produce the sound of frequency 2F. From at a 1/6 distance from one end, then 3F. At 1/8 distance from one end, then it will vibrate in 4 segments, producing sound of 4F. It's clear. Now see here. So these are the some examples. Now after that, we can see the damped vibrations. So damped vibrations, already I have explained that the vibrations of any vibrating body under the influence of some resistive forces, because of which its amplitude is continuously decreasing, are called the damped